What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. So in our video today we're taking a look at how you can solo both the Whisper of the Worm and the Outbreak Perfected missions easily to obtain those exotics. So if you're still chasing those down and can't get a fire team together, then this is the video for you. Now if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below, that super helps me out here on the channel. And if you're new around here, want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now the Whisper of the Worm and the Outbreak Perfected are two of the most sought after PvE exotics in the game. Whisper of the Worm is one of the best DPS snipers in the game, especially after the recent nerf to Izanagi's Burden, and the Outbreak Perfected is also a great utility weapon that can do immense damage as well and has been very useful in raids if we think back to the Crown of Sorrow for example. Now the activities that grant these exotics are great hidden missions that have been released over the course of Destiny 2's life cycle, all of which do require a fire team normally to complete and a strict timescale in which we need to complete those as well. Now with the launch of Season 10, Season of the Worthy, there appears to be a bug that's been introduced with the two missions that provide these two weapons. Now the bug itself seems to be affecting Outbreak Perfected on both the normal and heroic difficulties, whereas the Whisper of the Worm is only impacting the normal version. So if you're still chasing these two weapons, this bug is really going to help you out. And as you'll see from the footage that's been playing out now, you're absolutely able to slay in these activities now, and your weapons are able to deal immense amounts of damage, more so than they probably should be doing. For the most part, it appears to be 10 times the damage that they should be dealing. There are only 2 enemies in the entire Outbreak mission which seem to be taking damage in the conventional way, and these are the 2 turrets in the final encounter, and we'll cover that off later in the video. Now if you don't have access to the Outbreak Perfected mission, you'll first need to complete the Enemy of My Enemy adventure over on Titan. Once completing this, Mithrax will be waiting for you in the basement at the farm, and with that you'll be able to enter this activity. Now in terms of the bug itself, there's nothing special that you need to do, you just need to load in, that's pretty much all you need to do, and the timer will start. So it's still a race against time to finish the activity, so you still need to be fairly quick when going from room to room, section to section, but as you'll see, the amount of ads that you can take out in such a short space of time is rather impressive, and you should be able to do this quite comfortably even as a solo player. Now as with both of these missions, they offer a variety of challenges, most notably through jump puzzles, but in the Outbreak Perfect mission we have a new enemy that we need to avoid just towards the end, and this comes in the form of Trevor. Now it's not possible to defeat Trevor in any way, in fact you can't deal any damage to him whatsoever, however he does follow a specific route in the maze. So in this section of the video we're going to cover off the route that you should be taking if you're trying to activate the switches and get past Trevor on your own. Now once you've successfully navigated your way through the ventilation shafts, you'll drop down into the maze itself. And what you want to do is you want to follow the route that I'm taking right now. By doing so, it means you'll avoid Trevor for the most part, and you'll be able to activate all 4 switches with very little interference from Trevor at all. So throughout this entire section, you want to make sure that you're sprinting just to make sure that Trevor's not able to catch up with you. But you want to navigate your way through the corridors as you see here to get to your first switch. And once you've activated the first switch, we want to do a 180 and we want to head back the way we came. Now for a short moment, we'll have to stand by this arc shield, but it will slowly disappear after a short time. And once this is cleared, we can progress to the next section. And what we need to do here is actually jump into the middle section. This provides a little bit of protection from Trevor as he's not able to get us over here, but it also means we can skip past him for the next switch as well. Now for the next switch we want to repeat exactly the same process. We want to jump back over, navigate our way through to the corridor over to the switch itself, and once you activate the switch we want to repeat the same process, follow the corridor around, and we'll have to stand for a short moment by this arc shield once again. As before, we want to make our way over to the middle, however on this occasion we're actually going to completely cross over to the other side. There are 2 more switches on this side we need to activate, and this helps us avoid Trevor on the way. And once we've made our way over, we want to head over to the 3rd switch, which is the first switch on the left hand side. Again, we want to navigate the corridors over to the switch itself. And once we've made our way there, we want to activate the switch as we have before. And we want to loop back around, back again towards the arc barrier. For a short time we have to wait. And again, we're going to make our way back to the middle, just where we can be safe until Trevor passes us. Now what we have to remember is there are 4 switches in this room in total. We now have 3 of the 4 that we need in order to open the door at the end. Now once Trevor has made his way past, we are free to get the 4th and final switch. Now depending on how fast you've been, it is possible to be able to avoid Trevor completely. However, if you have waited a few seconds here or there like I have, then there is a safe haven that we can hide in just before the final door. However, we want to loop back round to get the 4th switch, and from here we're going to make our way to the exit. Now, as I said before, if you have been quick enough, then you'll be able to run straight to the exit and run through the door. However, if you've wasted a few seconds like I have, then you can hide here in this little cubby hole until Trevor has passed us by. And once he's gone past, we are free to exit this maze and move on to the next part of the mission. Now, the next part of the mission we're going to cover off is going to be the final encounter. This is where we're going to come across a mass amount of ads, but they are so much easier than they would be normally as a result of the bug that's been brought in with Season of the Worthy. Now, as you'll see from the footage, I'm using a combination of Devour and Risk Runner. This is a great combination in this encounter as there's a lot of arc energy, which is going to trigger the arc conductor on the Risk Runner, and also any kills would proc Devour, which keeps me alive. And what we want to do is we want to work our way in a loop across this room. Now, a couple of things to prioritize. There are 2 turrets, one on the left and one on the right. These take damage in the conventional way, not in the bugged way that you're probably used to as you'll be running this mission. So be sure to focus on these first, as they'll take a lot of damage to take out. But once you've looped yourself around, some tanks will eventually spawn, one again on the left and one on the right. And as before, you want to take these out as quickly as possible, which won't take very long as they are bugged and taking damage like the rest of the ads in the arena. Now, when you do damage to the boss, servitors will also spawn surrounded by shanks, and you'll need to take these out as quickly as possible and not miss your Nova Bomb like I did. And the boss himself will also teleport at various points around the arena, once on the left, once at the back, and once on the right. But in the end, he will end up in the front and in the middle, and this will be where we can finish the encounter. And that's pretty much it for the Outbreak Perfected. You'll be able to finish the boss relatively easily, and with that, you'll be able to obtain the Outbreak Perfected. And as I said, it's a great utility weapon, but also can deal really good DPS, especially in some of the raids if we think back to the Crown of Sorrow. Now, as we said at the beginning of this video, it's also affecting the Whisper of the Worm mission. This is only impacting the normal version of that mission. Now, in order to activate this, you need to go over to IO and wait for a Taken Blight public event. Now, once the public event arrives, we simply need to find a Taken Knight who will be in the close proximity to the event. So once you take him out, a Taken Blight will spawn, which allows us to enter the anomaly. And this is what will start the Whisper of the Worm mission. Now, most of this mission is in fact a jump puzzle, so it will take a little bit of time to work through, but there are a few shortcuts on the way which help save you plenty of time. And once you make it towards the end section of this mission, there are 3 rooms of ads that we need to clear in order to complete this mission successfully. Now, as with the bugged version of the Outbreak Perfected mission, any ads in this mission are also taking incredible amounts of damage, which makes clearing these rooms very easy. And when you combine that with the Risk Runner and Devour, as I did before, you can pretty much tank most of the damage that you receive as well. Now, once you've cleared the first 2 rooms, you'll be able to drop down into the final section, and there are 3 yellow bar bosses in this room that we need to take out to finish the mission successfully. But again, with the damage that we're able to deal, this is very short work, and as you'll see from the footage that plays out, you can finish this mission very quickly with plenty of time remaining. So there we have it, guys. That's how you can get your hands on the Whisper of the Worm and the Outbreak Perfected solo very easily, currently in Season 10, Season of the Worthy. So if you haven't got these weapons already, be sure to jump into these missions even without a fire team to get hold of them as soon as possible. Now, if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel, and we're flying up towards 18k, and I super appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new around here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, but I will catch you all again very soon.